letter N.
Yeah, it's an S and an N. It's like a brand. Yeah.
Oh, it's much different than S and M.
It's very different,
Do
yeah.
you know what is S and M?
Yep.
It's
Me
when
and
they
my...
whip your ass and whip your balls.
Hey, are you any good at investigations?
It's sadomasochism.
You any good at investigations, Edgar?
Well, it depends what we investigate.
Like you ever dipped your toes in like criminal investigations or anything, like any experience in law enforcement?
No, señor. ¿Por qué? Why you asking?
Oh no, nothing.
No, please
Nothing.
tell me.
No, just you I think you might be you got a good heart, man, and you know how you said about not wanting the DLC and anything wrong to happen with those kind of people. You know what happened to your Primo? That sounded like it was misconduct. It was bad.
It was the HOA.
It was.
They had captured my bribery. They had threatened to killing her. When the police arriving, they sending all of them to the penitentiary. However, I myself with my cousin were also sent there. As we were lying over the body of my bribery. But in the prison systems, they had more weapons than they did on the outside. The DOC, they cuffed me. They cuffed my cousin. They took us in the showers, locked the door, and stepped away. That is when the enemy's coming in and they forced me to watch while they kill him.
Okay, yeah. I think the DLC is the right place for you.
That was 6 years ago. The DOC later admitted to me that there was nothing he can do and that he sympathized with my loss. He said he was powerless. He said his father never loved him as well. That's what he told me.
Can I ask what you were in prison for?
I did say that the HOA captured my bribery, threatened to kill her. So I went there to break her free. We attacked to set her free, but she was attacked and I refused to leave even when the police had come because she was gonna die in my arms. When the police came, we said, please, this one, take her. Please. She was my fiancée.
Wow. Well, you've certainly got a lot of reasons to be a correctional officer. So, yeah, listen. I don't have a form or nothing to actually put your name on, and I don't have any way to, you know, I don't have the form or anything to give you, but I can absolutely write your name down, and I will make a brand new report just for you, to make sure that Justice Bailey, the warden, will have a list of anybody who comes through our office when the cloak isn't around, and you will be the first name on that list. Okay, so
I appreciate. I would like to let you know that I do not speak these things as me being angry. These wounds have long ago closed. I am just relaying.
I understand. I didn't take you as an angry man.
They have told me to contact him as well.
Yes, he's the warden. Okay, so what's your full name, Matt? Or your state ID? Yeah.
My full name is Edgar del Castillo. Edgar of the Castle.
And what's your state ID, Edgar?
It's 14749. 14749.
Can you show me your ID, please? Is that right?
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. And your phone number, please.
It's 420
Mm-hmm.
726 9283.
Okie dokie. And what shift would you be interested in working?
Whatever chip is available.
Okay, but primarily your, you wake up, you get to work. What shift is that normally gonna be?
I am tormented by insomnia currently. I am up in strange hours.
Okay.
Right now it's fine. Now until like 6, 7, 8 hours from now.
All right, so I'll do
Do
shift
I have to
one.
devote my entire life to be in there like 8 hours a day?
I don't imagine so. No.
Okay, I would like to put in some chips here and there. 3-hour chip here, 4-hour chip there.
Okay.
Is this possible?
Listen, I don't know the full details of DLC, but I would imagine so. Yes.
Okay, if I have to don the uniform and engross myself 12 hours a day, then I shall do that as well.
Okay, I'm sure you will.
Together we will build a new Bolingbroke.
We absolutely will. I was actually having many a conversation with the lifers today, they are remarkable individuals who are really trying to build a home, and I think someone like you to help, they would really appreciate a correctional officer like you in there, who would, I think, understand. I think you got a good heart. So
We will build 8 new towers to rival that of Mirkwood.
yes, I believe you will.
Have you ever been to Lothlorien?
No, not personally.
The fabled city on the trees of the forest.
No, I haven't. I haven't been there. Not yet. I'm
One
just
day I will take you.
me.
See,
I'm just a little guy.
I will take you by the hand. And I will take you to Warma. And there we will engage in heroic doses of the island brew. And you will be transported. We will open your third eye to the mother chip. And you will confront Tolkien himself about his bias against the orc.
I look forward to it, Edgar. I really do.
Okay, senor. It is a great honor to meet the Marshal of the United States.
You too. It was a great honor to meet Edgar of the Castle.
See, that's where I'm from. The Castle of Warma.
You take care now.
Okay, adios.
Adios, sir. What a guy. What the hell was that? That was a lot of Lord of the Rings references in one conversation. That's what that was. Yep. That was so good. I never get to roleplay with Pepper, so I'm glad I did. All right. Doesn't even have a thingy. A profile. Did I spell his name right? I did. I did it right. Okay, my food is here, chat. I'll be right back. So I'll be back in a sec, chat. The fact that this song came right, like this kind of, I didn't put this song on. The fucking Lord of the Rings music just came on. Crazy. All right. I got my food. Got a chicken wrap and some chip shop chips. Can't beat them. I fancy watching some live PD while we chill out for a minute. Let's have a look. What we got? All right. Let's see what live PD's got for us. Where's my fucking browser? Where's my timer?
Are being placed under arrest, right?
Who that? I can't fucking see. Cassidy on Cassidy trial? Cassidy's down on Cassidy trial? $10.09.
Sure of what happened to the Cassidy. We are unsure.
I'm grabbing Cassidy now.
Okay, real quick. Do you guys need more assistance? You've got a fair bit of units up there. Are you good?
We should be able to take
Be
care of it.
advised, Rusty Kusu approaching, occupy 2 times,
Oh,
past John Bone.
I'm downstream. I don't see him.
He may have gotten knocked out by the current.
You wouldn't have alpha.
We should check.
Nothing
Someone should check
submerged.
back.
He's right here. He's on land.
North or south side? You say, Mac, where are you? Here. Pluto is facing eastbound now.
Anyway, I have finished nomming. Would you look at that? Oh, there were 78s on channel 1.
I can hear it above us though.
Miracles again!
Bro, Viv! You can't let him do you like this twice, bro.
Continue
Well, you should
southbound
have
Palamino
taken
freeway.
deal what he did to him earlier. I mean, it was
He
pretty
didn't do cheat, but
embarrassing.
but the difference was I thought he was drifting. You didn't. You know, he got you.
Okay, okay.
Taking the right off ramp. Never mind, we just got juked.
Oh!
Anita just got her ankles broken. We're continuing westbound Olympic Freeway.
Is she testing around? Yes, where is she? What's it for?
Taking the right off ramp in the roundabout.
It's a
Eastbound
restart in
Olympic Freeway,
3
going off
minutes.
Olympic Freeway.
Okay, Rhea, you got that fanfic
Exiting
for
the
3
roundabout.
now.
Right, northbound.
I'll read
Correction,
that.
turn southbound Popular Street.
I'll read it while I load in.
Right, westbound Carapa Boulevard. Left, southbound Little Bighorn Avenue. Left, eastbound Innocence Boulevard. Right, southbound towards the barrio.
3 Bravos.
Continue Jamestown Street. Left, eastbound to an alleyway parallel to Jamestown. Coming out the alleyway back around. Westbound by Donald Street. Up for 1050. U-turn, southbound. Continuing to an alleyway parallel to McDonald Street. Northbound. Coming out the alleyway, westbound.
Alright, I'm gonna...
Innocence
Where-
Boulevard.
Beans,
Passing the
get out.
courthouse. Left, southbound.
Get
There side. Ay, mi madre, we've been juked.
Look around me. Put this one on. All right. Bing, 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 bing. Okie dokie. All right, we're gonna be the fanfic doing the. Let me do the server first, and then once we get into the queue, I'll start. But this is gonna be blame it upon a rush of blood to the head by. Was it by Prox? Oh, would you look at that? Prox is in chat. Yep. Jessica Springfield's appealing an act of torture charge. That's interesting. Do. What time is 7 p.m. Eastern, guys? Oh, that's tomorrow. Fuck. Is it 5 hours from now? Okay, there's a hearing tomorrow for the Nana Banana thing. It's out, but it's tomorrow. So I probably won't be there. I thought it was today, and I was like excited because I was going to be able to be there. All right, see if the server's up. Vince, what you doing, buddy? I'm just saying hello. Huh? Say hello then. Come on then, up. Good boy. Say hello to chat. Say hello. Do they stink? Say it. Yes, they do. They stink, huh? They're stinky. All right, we're on cue. All right, let me let me take beads out for a sec. Okay. All right, let's read this fanfic. What's this one gonna be about? Beans, stop it. He's supposed to come in here because he spun my fucking food. Rhea, I swear to God, if you keep picking me, I read it yet. I know what you want. I need dark mode. This is gonna blind you all. This is gonna blind you all. Flashbang warning. Flashbang. God. Jesus. Is it Docs After Dark? It's too late now. Okay. Put this on. Okay. So this is blame it upon a rush of blood to the head. Okay. Get up. I can't. Richard groans on his outward breath, using what strength he can spare to clamp his hand around the young man's arm and haul him to his feet, pushing him with such an urgency that he threatens to fall straight back down again. Get up, Tommy. Where's Tommy? Thank you for lighting up my whole room at 3:30 a.m. I'm sorry. By the grace of God, Tommy doesn't fall back to the ground and starts to run again. Richard runs too. He runs as fast as his legs would go, as far as the air in his lungs would take him before they threatened to make him fall upon the earth. But he swears that even then, he will roll onto his back and fight until he breathes no longer. Tommy starts to gain his distance from him. Good. On a good day, Richard will be able to outpace him easily, but the man, only a couple of months into being a man, his age and ability on his side. Richard has bones affected by the frost and a leg that never quite healed correctly from being broken. On top of that, Tommy has a family waiting for him. He shouldn't even be here, but the stupid boy is too stubborn for his own good. The trees pass them in a whirlwind, low-hanging branches hitting against his arms and shoulders, some slashing across his face and creating a momentary sting that's gone before he even has time to grimace about the pain. Thank the Lord that the moon is at least partially visible tonight, for if it were completely covered, neither Richard nor Tommy would be able to see where they're running to. That's only one reason he likes the moonlight. To his side, Richard heard laughter and heavy footfalls. He chances a look, seeing the dark silhouette of one of their pursuers catching up to them, broken by split-second brown and green blurs of trees and bushes. If he could, Richard would study the silhouette further and figure out its weaknesses and what it favors, but the risk of running himself into a tree is far too great. If only the forest would end. A prayer answered. Tommy breaks the tree line first, and Richard hears his next exhale is a breathy, relieved laugh. Richard isn't far behind him, but neither are their pursuers. He knows by now that they're toying with him. He and Tommy have slowed down significantly since the chase started, so much so that they could easily push them both to the ground and take their meal. But for vampires, the thrill is in the chase. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hold on. Ahead of him, Tommy groans on his next breath, looking back over his shoulder to Richard. I see the church. Richard sees it too, in the rapidly approaching distance, peeking through the thinning canopy of leaves, a small stone building in the middle of nowhere, off the beaten path of an unmapped village, steeples stretching towards the clouds and acting as a beacon for all those who require God's salvation. They're so close, but being this close means the vampires will increase their efforts. The vampire that was running alongside them seemed to see the approaching church. It snarls and its legs work harder. Its brow furrows in concentration, and it starts to move towards Richard. Shit, he doesn't want to die here, but it's coming, isn't it? He'd be caught and drained and discarded until dawn, where he can only hope Tommy will drag a cold, pale body to the nearest hunter's rest, and further hope that they bother to read his will. His legs won't carry him any faster, not even when the vampire is right there. He wills and prays that he can make it. Just a second faster. A single second faster than the vampire is all he needs. Richard breaks the tree line, but so does the vampire. It curls a bony hand around his bicep, squeezing and squeezing and squeezing its fingers and sharp nails into the skin. Pain flares hot and sharp, and a scream fills the air. But it's not from him. He's past the tree line now, only a few paces away from where Tommy is sitting nonchalantly on the grass, catching his breath. The pressure on his bicep is only a ghost now. He turns to face the source of the blood-curdling streams, and the vampire had crossed the tree line with them. Too eager, or perhaps they didn't sense the change in the ground. It writhes against the grass, clutching at its face, neck and shoulders and arms, or any part of it that he can get his hands on. It cries out and screams and yells and begs, thrashing around and kicking its legs, scrambling for something, anything, and Richard just watches. He watches as it turns onto its stomach, looking up at him with bright red eyes full of pain and suffering and death. It chokes, heaves, gasps, and wheezes. It stretches out a hand towards Richard, but not for the hunt, for help, salvation. Richard doesn't move, letting its hand fall limp and the eyes turn vacant, unmoving. In the tree line, the rest of the vampires break it, but immediately halt in their tracks. They burst through the bushes with laughter that quickly dies, jump from branches and greet the ground, only slowly rising. This gives me like The Last of Us vibes. Some even take a few steps back from the edge into the tree line. The laughter and humor melted away from them entirely now that they gaze upon their dead friend. Richard wonders what a burning vampire smells like. Tommy joins his side, laughing between breaths, a victorious smirk playing on his face. What's wrong? Scared a little bit of grass? Not so high and mighty now, are you? Oh, it's Horver! Oh my god, I didn't realize who it was. Horver, Richard warns, but the boy doesn't listen to him. The great hunters of the night, defeated by a little patch of grass. You're so pathetic. Ow. Richard smacks him upside the back of the head, leaving him a stern look when a questioning frown comes his way. Stop bloody tormenting them. It doesn't do what you think it does. He walks away from Tommy then towards the church. I miss Horver, dude. He glances over his shoulder to see if the boy is following him, but instead he sees him making a rude gesture towards the nearest vampire. In response, he snarls loudly and bares its fangs, making Tommy flinch backwards and finally start to move. Richard rolls his eyes. Rookies. The church is fairly new, judging by how clean the stone and wood are. Hold on, let me just check how we're looking. Am I stuck loading in? Oh, no, we're good. The only downside is that there's never usually a religious authority like a priest in them. Richard tries the door, pushing and pulling, but the heavy wood doesn't bulge. He huffs, exerting more strength into trying to push the damn thing. Either the door was stuck or they were unlucky enough to stumble across a locked church. He pushes against it with his shoulder, but it still doesn't open. However, come give me a hand with this door. Richard turns as he speaks. His words trail off, eyes widening, heart failing. Tommy's response is nothing more than a gurgle of blood and choked breath. His eyes are wide with shock and confusion, staring at Richard as if he has the answer to why he lies limp in the grasp of a vampire that has his fangs sunk into his neck. Richard can't do anything but stare in equal shock, watching the overflowing blood from 2 puncture wounds in his neck fall over the bob of his throat and drip into the grass. At first he thinks it's a trick, some kind of image conjured by the devil himself to torment him. Perhaps he was caught before the tree line, and this was kind of hell that greeted him in the afterlife. But then the vampire looks at him, and it makes everything so much worse for Richard. For Richard recognizes him. How could he not? Matthew Rhodes is the only vampire he knows that has eyes like that. Oh my god. It's him. And the only one that can walk upon hallowed ground unharmed. Rhodes retracts his fangs from Tommy's neck and lets his body fall unceremoniously to the ground. The vampire stands up straight, holding his gaze on Richard as he wipes his mouth with the back of his hand and licks the excess blood off it. Richard wants to be sick. Rhodes grins and Richard kicks the door open. By some miracle it opens and Richard shuts it just as quickly as he opened it. He then slams the heavy locking bar into place. The echo of it only the only sound in the entire church, soon joined by Richard's breathing, having become out of breath again. Slowly he backs away from the door. He treats it like a wild dog, any sudden movements and it might lunge for him. He's sweating profusely, another disadvantage for trying to get away from hunting vampires. He shouldn't be able to get through the door, Richard thought. The wood is hallowed and the handles are made of silver. Even though Rhodes can see me walk on hallowed ground, surely he cannot enter the house of God. That's the thing about churches. A voice echoed from behind Richard. He whirls around to the source, and ice-cold dread grips in his veins, seeing Matthew Rhodes standing by the steps that lead to the altar. He looks at Richard with a relaxed expression, his hands tucked in his pockets. They tend to have more than one entrance. Shit, how could Richard forget that? There are always at least 2 entrances. But still, that begs the question, how? He breathes, still not quite believing that Rhodes was standing in the church. How did you get in? The handles are silver, and you're in a church. Rhodes hums, nodding and looking around. I am. It's been some time since I've studied one. It doesn't hurt, obviously, but it feels a little uncomfortable. As for the handle, he pulls his hands from his pockets, showing the dark leather gloves on them. He starts to pull them off as he continues. Took them off that other hunter. Horver, was it? Doesn't stop it from hurting, but gets me through the door at least. Richard swallows back a lump of fear. You didn't have to kill him, Richard murmurs. He was only 18 as of 4 days ago. Rhodes makes a face of acknowledgement and throws Tommy's gloves somewhere on the ground. At least he died a man. His jaw drops at the blatant disregard, but he supposes it's too much to assume any vampire's empathy. If he makes it out of this, he wonders if Tommy's parents will blame him for his death. When Rhodes realizes he isn't going to respond, he stands upon one of the pews, watching the placement of his feet as he stands upon the back of it. His arms go out to the sides to balance as he starts taking wide steps along the backs of the pews. Richard can't believe what he's seeing. Stops that he attempts. Why? It's disrespectful. Rhodes laughs, glancing at Richard for a moment. When Rhodes steps on the pews closest to Richard, he moves away towards the altar. A stupid decision because he doesn't know where the other entrance is. Now there's a vampire between him and the front door. But really, where was he going to go? The other vampires are likely surrounding this place, and there's no chance he can fight off Rhodes. He's tried before. You humans are such contradictory beings, Rhodes begins, stepping onto the one last pew and then down onto his seat. He looks at Richard, pocket in his hands and stepping off into the middle of the aisle. You live your lives in servitude and fear to a god that has never once appeared or spoken to you. And then on the first sign of danger, you flock to his house and pray for protection. Even when he still doesn't provide that protection, you still do it anyway. Something about Rose's words makes a shiver go up Richard's spine. Every step he takes towards him, Richard takes backwards. He's never felt like he stared death in the face until now. Where is he now? Rhodes asks, tilting his head. Where is your god, Richard? Richard trips over the step up to the altar. He manages to catch himself from falling over completely, bracing against the altar. It's cold under his touch. He has to wonder if this is it. Rhodes is finally going to put an end to this stupid little game of cat and mouse and finish him off. Drink his blood, drain him, and leave him to be discovered on Sunday when a small flock comes to the church. With a shaking hand, he reaches up to his neck, grasping under the neck guard and pulling the chain that holds his cross. Gripping it tightly, feeling it dig into his palms, Rhodes' eyes follow the movement. Continues to get closer. Lord, I call on you for help. Rescue me because I love you. Be with me and bring me through this trouble. I trust in the power of authority of your great name, Lord Jesus. Protect me from every harm and secure me in you as I aim to live for you and make your will central to my life. Rhodes interrupts him and completes the prayer for him. Psalm 91:14, right? Not one I hear regularly, but honestly, rather underrated. I wish more people recited that before I killed them. Richard leans back against the altar, gripping the edges to steady himself. The cross hangs on the outside of his shirt, lonely and useless. His head's starting to hurt with the weighing knowledge that he might die here. At least he can see home again. Is that what you're going to do, then, Rhodes? Finally kill me and win this game? Rhodes raises an eyebrow. Please, Richard. I told you to call me Matt. That's right. He did, but he's refused to until now. It doesn't feel optional at this point. Fine, Matt. He is back. You're going to kill me because there's only so much moonlight left? Matt looks him up and down, tilting his head again, seemingly working through something in his mind. You want to know something funny, Richard? He really didn't. I think you've become rather accustomed to this little cat and mouse game of ours. Almost completely used to it, I'd say. Yeah, and why do you think that? Richard bristles. A small little smirk forms on Matt's face. Because you've let me get this close to you and you haven't once drawn your dagger. The sentence hangs in the air between them. The smugness grows on Matt's face as the realization sets on Richard. The entire time he hasn't touched his dagger. Even when he turned around and saw Tommy limping in Matt's fangs, he didn't think to even reach for it. His one instrument of protection against this creature, and it never crossed his mind. Why? Because he knows Matt won't hurt him. He let Matt get so close that barely any space exists between them now. Matt starts to speak again. Words a low murmur just for Richard. And I wonder, would you let me do this? Slowly, hands appear in Richard's vision, and his gaze snaps to them, pale and scarred, and as bony as the rest, but still unnatural and undead. They gently rest on Richard's shoulders, causing his breath to hitch, and his heart to stop as they slowly glide upwards and took the side of his neck guard. He can't look away from the playful challenge in Matt's blue eyes. Excuse me. Richard's body betrays a shiver when Matt's hands graze over the buckle on the neck guard. He grins fully, showing his fangs. Fascinating, he marvels. You don't draw your dagger, you don't push me away, you don't even say stop. I can still do those things, Richard claims, but Matt snorts, not believing him. Yeah, Richard didn't believe himself either. Well, see, Matt slowly undoes the buckle. It increases pressure against his throat, and for a moment, Richard fears that Matt's just going to keep pulling and pulling. But the clink of the metal fills the silence between them, and soon the cold air hits Richard's neck. They only flinches a little when the neck guard clatters against the altar behind him. I feel like I shouldn't be reading this. At this point, Richard is increasingly aware of his heartbeat in his ears. His breath still trying to catch up to him with him. He waits for Matt to just lunge forward, sink his fangs into his neck, and drink him for all his worth. But it doesn't come. Matt just looks at him with hunger that should make him uncomfortable. For some ungodly reason, Richard is intrigued. A cold hand touches the side of his neck, making Richard shiver. Two fingers slowly goes across his pulse, no doubt feeling just how rapid it's beating under his skin. Matt's eyes dance across his neck and then back to Richard's own, narrowing a fraction, judging him, evaluating him. Do you ever wonder what you taste like? Matt breathes, tilting his head to the left. Lord in heaven, what kind of question is that? He's going to die here. No, Richard wheezes. Why would you? No, he's not lying. No human on earth would ever wonder what they taste like to a vampire. Well, except for those vampire sympathizers, a science so that they would be into. But if Richard was honest with himself, he always wondered, but I have wondered what it's like to be bitten. What the hell? Yep. They're going to get it on. They are going to get it on. They're definitely going to get it on. That was good, Frogs. That was a good one. Vampire Darker Roads. Well, Dark's not vampire at this point. The song that comes on, Sweet Home Alabama. Yep. I think that adds up. Why is this not working? There was a not safe for work part. Yeah, that adds up. That sounds about right. Yeah, heck, Hover, dude. Hover's always the first to die in a horror movie. Mm. All right, chat. Give me 2 seconds. Sorry, I was closing my door because Beans left it open. Let me in, please. I would like to be in, please. Let me update the sub goal. Give me a sec. There we go. Why did it take us so long? Server, you okay? The server's broken? Uh-oh. Like, no one can get in? Have a look. Ew. I thought this new, like, option on everybody's stream now. Where I can, like, ew. I don't like this. I can, like, it says knock to ask insert streamer name here to collaborate. And I can, like, click a little button. Ew, no. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. What if I click it by accident? How do I opt out? Let me opt out. No, no, no. Let me opt out, please. I don't want to collaborate with nobody. Drop-ins make collaborating quick and easy. Oh my god, it comes up in your fucking chat as like a notification. Are you kidding me?
Fringo, got another report about you.
Humpty, oh my god.
Suspended.
Bro.
Suspended.
You're insane, Humpty. Thank you for the 10 gifted subs, buddy. You're insane. I appreciate you. Yeah, I can see nobody's in. Yeah, I'm looking at the Hazroot site. It's broken. No, you, Humpty. No, you. Oh, my chat is reconnecting. Okay, it's good. Oh. Okay, the server went down.